Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. This is a new year. 2020 is finally over. We in 2021, and we believe this is the year where us and you, we're all gonna win this money, right? We all gonna win this money, man. We all about to get this money this year. So be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is 2021. We're feeling really good about this year. So we ready to I'm ready to get right to the computer, man. We got some great lineup suggestions for you guys. So I'll see you guys at the computer. So let's get it. Strategies and lineup for January 1st. Let's get it. All right. These symbols are very, very, very important. The star simply means we feel like based on how many points the opposing team gives up to that position, we think that that player will be a great pickup for their roster. The bolt simply means that the player is likely to play more minutes and perform well based on an injury to someone on their team or their matchup. The Pac-Man symbol is just simply telling you guys that the player is a value player. This player will be a good option if they prefer not to spend a lot for that particular position. The donut simply means that the player with that is currently underpriced in our opinion based on recent performances. Let's move on. So please, you're gonna see these symbols a lot, guys. So please, if you didn't really understand how I described it, feel free to pause and look at these symbols. This is very important for you to help you construct your lineup. So please look at this. The Fanduel Scout app is an app that's going to keep you updated as far as injuries, and it's also going to update you if people are sitting out. So please download this app if possible. This is not a paid promotion, but we find this app very useful. Top 5 positions. You got Russell Westbrook at the point guard. You got Bradley Beal as the shooting guard. Kawhi Leonard as the small forward. Jason Tatum as the power forward, and of course my boy Jokish. Now, it may be a little impossible. You're not gonna be able to get all 5 of these guys in your one lineup, but if you could get 2 to 4 of them, we believe that these guys will really give you a lot of FPPG points. So keep that in mind. All right, good thing. Our mock lineup won. As you can see, we won 60 cents. A win is a win. We'll take it. We got burned by Zion because of a blowout, and Bagley struggled. He only had 15.1. If they both get their averages, this lineup wins much more money. Also, we definitely expect John Wall to go up quickly because he played very well as we predicted in our previous video. Moving on. All right, point guards. When we look at guys like Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook, he's a stat stuffer. He's a stat machine. Now, unfortunately, because you have so many options, you may have to kind of reconsider. Again, like if you make a roster with really expensive players, then don't let us distract you. We want to try and help you build a lineup though, leading to well-rounded success and not just one player carrying the whole load. So basically what I'm trying to say is that Westbrook cost $11,000. He cost over $11,000 in salary. You're banking on him to have a monster game. If he doesn't have that monster game, your lineup is ruined. So you have to think about that aspect of it. It's very important. Now Westbrook may come out and go nuts, but 40 FPB, if he scores 40 in FPPG, that's not going to cut it. When Westbrook costing this much, you're hoping that he gives you 60 to 75 FPPG. If he doesn't get that, then that's pretty much a loss for you. You look at guys like Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is going against the Portland Trail Blazers. The Portland Trail Blazers, I believe they're one of the, as far as defending guards, they're like one of the lowest when it comes to statistics. They struggle against point guards and shooting guards, and that's simply because Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, they aren't the greatest defenders, and also Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, they use a lot of their energy on the offensive end. So you have to take that into consideration. They're going against Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry usually plays very well against Portland. So we're expecting him to have a big night. He costs $9,900. So just please keep that in mind. We're also saying look at Terry Rozier. Ja Morant is not playing tonight. So there's a chance, Terry Rozier can go nuts if he's not overshadowed by LaMelo Ball. Terry Rozier does start, but if he's playing bad and LaMelo Ball comes in and gets all that time, that can alter things for Terry Rozier. We don't expect that to happen. We expect Terry Rozier to play, and without Ja Morant, we expect Terry Rozier to score around this same FPPG, which is 36.75. He only costs $69,000 in salary, so that is a great pickup for you. Please get Terry Rozier if possible. Also in the point guards, we got Michael Conley. Michael Conley's been playing fairly decent. Michael Conley, Michael Conley, he's going against the Clippers. He is going against Patrick Beverley. Michael Conley, he may have his hands full this night. But the good thing about Michael Conley, he can pass. He's a great crafty scorer. But he will have his hands full trying to score, especially when you got guys like Kawhi and Paul George. We don't know who's going to be guarding Conley. They may put Paul George on Mike Conley. If Conley gets off, they may put Kawhi on Conley. But we're banking on Conley to score a lot of, or not score, but we're hoping that he drops a lot of assists tonight, and we're hoping that he gets a few steals himself. We're not banking on a big scoring night from him because the Clippers' defense is that great. They have really great defenders. But if Mike Conley could get you a lot of assists and a few steals here and there, and of course he's going to score some points, that can definitely be a good night for you, especially if he only costs $6,200. So if you can get Mike Conley, if you're looking for somebody affordable, please get Mike Conley. Shooting guards, you got Bradley Beal. Now Bradley Beal and Chris Middleton, as you can see, they have double stars because their matchups allow a significant amount of fantasy points, making them the biggest hitters in this position. Russell will have to carry the load for Minnesota as Cat will be out. Before looking at his average and what he has done, think about the Wizards allowing a considerable amount of points to shooting guards, along with them having to score and facilitate if they plan to stay in the game. All right, and if you look down at CJ McCollum is also going against a poor defensive team in Golden State. He'll look to continue his good play against them, and just like he did against the Clippers, he played really well against them, so we expect him to play really well against Golden State. Now, if we go to the next page, let's look at Dillon Brooks. Now, and let's look at Derrick Rose. Now, Dillon Brooks and Derrick Rose are dealing with injuries to their team. Both are in a situation where they have to play well to keep their teams in the game. As we said before, Brooks relies a lot on his shooting, and he shoots a lot. So his value comes from the fact that he would just be jacking it up. Rose isn't the best Detroit option, but at the price tag, he is definitely worth considering. Rose does come off the bench. He gets a lot of minutes, but he's not the number one option. So keep that in mind. He's going to get a few assists for you. He's going to score some field goals for you. As you can see, he's averaging 27.63 FPPG, but he only costs $5,700. If you're looking for somebody to give you some decent points, Derrick Rose is definitely a great pickup. Small forwards. LeBron James is a game time decision, so you definitely want to look at that. He may not play tonight. Kawhi Leonard is going against Utah. Kawhi Leonard looked great, even though he had the cyborg mask on. But Kawhi Leonard looked great out there. He has a good matchup. Nobody on Utah is going to be able to stop Kawhi Leonard. They just don't have the greatest perimeter defenders. So Kawhi, we're expecting him to go nuts. Nobody's going to be able to stop him. Mitchell or Conley, they're all going to get cooked out there. So you really want to get Kawhi if you can afford him. Also, Kevin Durant, he went nuts against Atlanta. We expect him to go nuts against Atlanta again, especially if Trae Young doesn't play. I'm not saying Trae Young will be guarding him, but Trae Young does make the Brooklyn defense work. So if Kevin Durant doesn't have to worry about working on defense, focusing on Trae Young and what he's going to do, what pass he's going to make, blah, 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 Kevin Durant could just simply focus on offense, and that's not going to be a good night for Atlanta. So if you pick up Kevin Durant, we are definitely expecting him to go nuts if he stays out of foul trouble, and whatnot. So please get Kevin Durant if you can. Also, small forwards. These are very important. Kyle Anderson, the last game he played, I expected him to have a better game. But honestly, Kyle Anderson is still a great pickup. There is no Ja Morant. Kyle Anderson is going to get those rebounds for you. He can pass, and he can occasionally score. He's averaging 30.87 as far as FPPG. He only costs $6,400 in salary. So that is a great pickup. They're going against Charlotte. Charlotte has been playing well. But, like I said, Kyle Anderson is going to have to carry a lot of the load because there is no Ja Morant. We jump down to Keldon Johnson. He's going against the Lakers. He didn't have the greatest game against the Lakers the first game. He didn't have his typical game. So, they're going against the Lakers again. LeBron may or may not play. That may give Keldon Johnson the opportunity to get more rebounds, to hit more shots. So take that in consideration, because if LeBron doesn't play, that may free up Keldon Johnson to do a little bit more out there. So, if you don't know who Keldon Johnson is, he plays for the Spurs. Keldon Johnson, he's a great three-point shooter. He's a great defender, and he's a great rebounder. And he's the small forward. So he's getting you rebounds, he's shooting, and he may even get you an assist here or there. He's a very aggressive player. He plays very aggressively. I love the way he plays. So, yeah, just if you can get Keldon Johnson, if you want somebody cheap, please get Keldon Johnson. Small forwards. Josh Jackson has actually been playing out of his mind lately, and he costs really cheap. Josh Jackson has been balling. Are you listening? John Jackson has been balling. So if I were you, I would definitely get Josh Jackson. Now, he is going against Jaylen Brown, and he's going against Jason Tatum. They are solid defenders. They're not the best defenders, but they are definitely solid. But Josh Jackson, he's been playing really well. He's been on a little hot streak lately, so we definitely suggest looking at Josh Jackson if you're looking for a player who's cheap. And if you're looking for a player to give you very solid FPPG, Josh Jackson is definitely the way to go. Let's move on. Power forwards. Nobody on Chicago is going to be able to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo. We all know that. Giannis is going to get those rebounds for you, those blocks, and he's going to score. We're hoping that Chicago keeps the game close. I think that's the most important thing with this game. If Chicago keeps the game close, that means Giannis will play more and he will score more FPPG. So we're actually cheering for Chicago to keep the game close. They have nobody on that team that can stop Giannis. So he's going to get his numbers. It's going to come down to if Milwaukee blows them out. And we're hoping they don't blow them out so Giannis can play more and rack up more FPPG. Anthony Davis is suiting up. The Spurs have nobody. Honestly, the whole league has nobody that can guard Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis hasn't been playing up to his standards he hasn't been playing up to Anthony Davis as far as his name. He hasn't really been dominating really, but he's going against the Spurs. If LeBron doesn't play, Anthony Davis is going to get all the touches, and that's not going to be a great night for the Spurs. So we expect Anthony Davis to have a big night if LeBron doesn't play. Jason Tatum, he's going against Detroit. Detroit's defense is atrocious. We expect Jason Tatum to do really well against Detroit. Yeah, Jason Tatum, he's a great scorer. He's a great rebounder, or he's a solid rebounder. But, you're banking on Jason Tatum to score a lot of points. So that's where a lot of his FPP jump comes from. If he scores a lot of field goals, he's going to have a lot of FPPG. So we don't. Nobody on the Detroit Pistons can stop Jason Tatum. We expect Jason Tatum to have a really great night. So if you can get Jason Tatum, please get Jason Tatum. Power forwards. Now, we got Bogdanovic. He's very solid. He's going to hit those threes for you. He's a little feisty on the defensive end. Bogdanovic, if he's hitting those threes, he will definitely have solid FPPG. So please look at Bogdanovic. He only costs $5,200 in salary. So that is definitely a great pickup. Let's move on. Centers. Of course, if you don't know about Jokish by now, Jokish, he's going against Phoenix. He's going to have DeAndre Ayton on him. In the words of Shaq, we believe that's barbecue chicken. Jokic is going to probably get another triple-double. He doesn't have to score. He can rack up a lot of FPPG just off of assists and rebounds alone. Jokic does it all out there. We expect Jokic to have a big night if he stays out of foul trouble and if he stays injury-free. So, and we're hoping Denver doesn't blow Phoenix out. Phoenix has been playing really well though, so we expect that to be a back and forth game. Also, Bam is going against Dallas. There is no Porzingis. Porzingis for Dallas is not playing, so Bam can potentially have a really, really great night. So you really want to look at picking up Bam Adebayo if you can. Rudy Gobert is always solid. He is going against the Clippers, but Rudy Gobert is a great shot blocker and he's a great rebounder. So he's going to rack up those rebounds for you. He's going to get a few dunks here and there. He's going to get a few block shots. You know, he's a great player to have when you're thinking of Fanduel. He's averaging FPPG. As far as FPPG, he's averaging 42.53. He only costs $7,900. So please look at Rudy. If you can get Rudy Gobert, if you can't afford Jokic or Bam, please get Rudy Gobert. He would definitely help your lineup. And DeAndre Ayton, he's been playing well actually. You know, he only costs $7,100 in salaries. Ayton, he can hit mid-range jumpers. He's going to get rebounds for you. He's an okay defender, but he's going to get rebounds for you and he's going to score. So he's always a solid pickup. Nurkic, he may be a sleeper as well. Now, the good thing with Nurkic is that he's going against Golden State. They don't have the best defense this year, so Nurkic can definitely give you some solid numbers. Mason Plumlee is going against Detroit. Mason Plumlee does a lot of great things on the floor as far as running the floor, as far as rebounding. He's a decent passer. He's a great finisher around the basket. So if you look at somebody who's cost cheap, he's going to get you some decent FPPG. As you can see, he's averaging 30.7 FPPG, so he's definitely somebody you would want to look at. And let's move on. All right, mock lineup number 1. This is our gift to you. We got Drew Holiday, LaMelo Ball, CJ McCollum, Andrew Wiggins, Kawhi, Jaylen Brown. We got John Collins, Isaiah Stewart, and Thomas Bryant. That is a very solid lineup with 0 cash remaining. So we used every amount of cash we could possibly use to construct this lineup. Mock lineup number 2, we got DeJounte, we got Steph Curry, we got Paul George, we got Avery Bradley, Miles Bridges, we got Bogdanovic, we got Jay Crowder, we got Covington, and we got Jokic. This is a really, really great lineup. This is one of my favorite lineups. You got $400 remaining in salary. This is the perfect base lineup. You have 4 potential explosive players, and you can build around that. And we're definitely wishing you good luck. We hoping that you win that money. Remember, mock lineups are meant to provide a base for your roster. You can fill in wherever you think other picks will do better. We are encouraging you to do your best to swap players with these mock lineups. If you do use our lineup as a base, please let us know. Comment on one of our videos and tell us how that lineup did. And we will definitely respond back to you. Please like, subscribe, comment your suggestions or questions, and thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS. We will see you on the next video.